I love the music in this. Hey there everyone, this is Jeffrey with Killaskila Gaming, and welcome to Little Nightmares 2. Previously, I played through Little Nightmares. I will be returning to that for the DLC and hopefully a speedrun for that last trophy, but we are pushing closer to the release of Little Nightmares 3, and I felt like it would be an atrocity if I didn't do something with Little Nightmares 2. So I decided to download the PS4 version that I don't have any trophies on and just replay the entire game. So let's get into it. A few things are going to be a little different about this versus the first game. Let's get controls down. Okay, running's the same. Jumping's the same. Ducking's the same. Most of it's quality of life. Things that are a little different, but there's also a lot more trophies with this game. I mean, there was basically one trophy per chapter for completion and collectibles in the first. As per the usual, we will be doing all trophies. So we'll kind of treat this as a collectibles run. And the collectibles in this are actually a little bit more fun than the first game. That's disturbing. So, see trapped bodies, shoes lying around. So yeah, there's a lot more trophies in this. But they are ultimately not too hard to get. There's a lot of like really fun off-the-wall trophies. There's a trophy here at the beginning for not getting caught in the traps. That one's kind of obvious, but keep an eye out for bear traps. Can I push it? I can. Yeah. So we are out. This first chapter is called The Wilderness, which, of course, strikes a nerve for me because I live in the woods, or have most of my life, and live close to woods. Okay, forgot about that. Run. Oh, that hit me. I don't think that qualifies under the bear traps, but we'll replay if we need to. I think that was the end of the section too. I just didn't move quick enough, clearly. Maybe I should do a death counter for these, but I didn't think I died too much in the first game, so I was like, maybe it's not necessary. don't think there's anything hidden around here. It's not right away. I do have a collectibles thing pulled up just to make sure we don't miss any of them. There's two types. One is called, I got it pulled up here, Glitching Remains, which is actually linked to a kind of hidden ending scene. And then the other one is hats or masks. They're just collectively called hats. So if you notice, we're wearing a bag over our head. I think our first glitching remain is here. Yeah. So we have to make our way across. I think there's a ledge to get down. But I think there's a location under here. Ooh, we gotta go around. Yep, go around, okay. I don't think we have a light. There it is. Kind of looks like the runaway kids from the first game. Alright. I like these little scenes, these kind of hidden scenes. To me, they're kind of pretty. Let me look ahead and make sure I don't miss the next one. I think I know where it is. It's kind of well hidden, so we might need to explore a little bit when we get there. Some of them are very, very well hidden. Like, there's such a short window towards finding everything. I gotta look at my notes too. I usually like to do story lore discussions on these types of games because the storyline, while fairly evident in many regards, isn't always too clear. I think we're safe right here. That bird was huge. I'll take a shoe with us. Oop, or, oh, I like that one better. Oh, we want to get. I think there's a way to spring it from the center. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if the log was going to fly at us or, in this case, try to trap us, kind of like those bodies. It's a lot of bodies for one trap, though. Makes you wonder. Okay. Watch for the traps. Do we have anything we can use? I can hear them. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna swing into the trap. Alright, I do think we have a glitching remain here. I think it's at the bottom of this section. I think it's another... might be another hidden section, I'm not sure. I think you'd remember these after a time. Okay, so we're gonna ignore that stick for now, and here we go. Those look like birdhouses. And kind of a throwback to the first game, sort of. Looks like a giant rat in a bear trap. Which, if you recall, there's a rat that gets trapped in a rat trap. Bear traps. To get that first trophy. So, just kind of whack as we go. You can hear them creaking, and some of them you can actually physically see. Yeah, I don't think I got all of them. I think we're pretty clear, but... It's cool how they jump. I've never seen one of these go off in real life. If you want, you can try to set them all off, but otherwise we just want to get to that log. And we want to jump. Yeah, and climb. Okay, just don't let go. You should be okay. Alright, I don't know if there's any more of those, but... So the bird boxes are interesting. I don't know if there's any hidden traps around that area that I'm just unaware of. I need to get a run jump on it. Not working. Oh, I can... What's in the box? Points if you get that reference. I also think this one had a good description, if I recall. Let me see it. What did you expect to see in there? Yep, okay. Now, I'm not sure if the bear trap trophy is gonna pop right away. Can I get back out of here? Yeah, I can. So probably when I get cut off from this area. If not, I might just need to replay the chapter, because maybe it was counting the log death. Okay. We do have a collectible around here somewhere. Don't think we can go through here. Here we go. So, if we go under hats, we can switch here. And there's a trophy at the end of this tied to wearing this hat. So we're going to keep this on for the rest of the chapter, at least up to that point. It's also one of my favorite hats, so I just don't mind wearing it. We do have... There's DLC for this game. It's very short. Probably not really worth the money for most people unless you just really want to see everything. Which I am very much, you know, that type of person. So you'll get to at least see that. I wasn't even sure how to activate it the first time. I was so worried I was going to miss it. But so for now, we just want to continue this section. I love the music. I'm going to keep saying that. I like to do my outros on the title screen for that sole purpose, so I might let it play through just for the sake of letting y'all hear it. I like that you can see his face with the hat. There she goes. So, as with the first game, our character has a name, Mono. I'm assuming for being on his own, because he's known for living out in the wilderness on his own with the bag over his head and his little trench coat. Creepy. This door was closed before. That's unsettling. Heck yeah. We're drawing attention. There's a lock on the door, so we're gonna head up. Look for a key. And this is actually what's gonna lead us to the DLC. Which, like I said, it's short. I think we want to push this over. So this is one big difference between the first game and this game that is very obviously going to carry over in the new Little Nightmares game, which is working with a partner. Okay. So we need a crank. I like the partner part. I think it makes this really fun. I don't quite remember how to trigger the DLC. I think it's after we use the crank. Before we move on. Can I reach that? No. Right, quality of life feature here. It just carries the keys. We don't actually have to haul it ourselves. There's our clue. Gotta follow the gnome. And the DLC is called, if you can guess, here's a hint. Where are we going? The DLC is called The Attic. Gotcha. Portraits are popping up again. Oh, what if I... There we go. Okay, now I can... Okay. Goes into this, right? Yep, okay. There we go. This is cool, it's like a little puzzle. Am I following you? Okay. You might need this. Oh. Okay. There you go. Can't quite see where I am. Oh, there I am. Where do I want to go? Can I climb up there? We're going over this way a little bit. I climb the... Uh-oh. Oh, it's a gate. Okay, now I can see again. And there is a collectible we don't actually need, but we're gonna get it. And you can see the lamp from the first game. Oh, through the gate. There we go. I can't see that well because of the brightness settings, which is fine. That's the way I like it. But there's parts that are rather dark, so I like the realism though. Might seem weird for a game like this to say that. And of course the candles are also in the first game. Remember the collectibles in the first game were the candles and the gnomes. And of course we know now that the gnomes come from the Maw. Or they seem to, of course, because of their origin. There we go. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else we can do in here. We do have a glitching remain coming up. I think may have a couple. I'm not sure. I want to say there's 4 in this chapter, but I could be off. Can I go up there? Yep. I think this is our way back. Where do we want to go down? Yeah. Just not all the way down right away. Right? There she is. Okay. I think we can hold her hand somehow. We might actually have to work up to that though. There are actually a couple of trophies linked to things we can do with her. One is holding hands and one is calling for her. Or one is for holding hands, the other is for calling for her. I think it's collective though, not continuous. So we can kind of save those for later. Okay. I think our remains are in here. Disturbing place to have them. Is that a moose up above? Looks like a moose rack. Okay. Those are some big old tracks. So, okay. I think we got all the other trophies. The one, like I said, the one for the bear traps, if it doesn't pop for this chapter, which I think it probably would have popped already, it's probably because I got hit by that log. I'm going to save it for later and we can run this at the end of the game because there's something we need to come back into the game for at the end anyway. So we'll just do it then. But otherwise, just make sure to get through that first section without dying if it doesn't pop. Because it might extend to that since it was technically a possibly improvised trap. That don't sound good, does it? Can I push this? That's our question, right? Who's been setting the traps? Who's been taxidermying the big people? Oh, we got skins. Not skins, furs.
She said shh.
Push. Okay. Oh. My bad. Lost track of where I was. Yeah. This can be a little tricky, so just hide when you got your chances. And you gotta be pretty spot on, or the shots will hit you. I check these enemy designs. They're so creepy, I love him. She's a bold one. Okay. Oh. So there's a trophy for collectively holding hands for 6 minutes. If you have to ask why for 6 minutes, just think about it. Until he turns. Looks like he's gonna turn back. We want to go for the hole at the end. He hit me somehow. That's how spot on you gotta be sometimes. This can be a little bit tricky. I think we can creep a little further out than what I was, though. I don't know how far we can go until he'll see us. I wonder if we can actually creep out to the end. Let's try. Move out of the way. Yeah, he takes a shot. Okay. Get through here. Okay, there she is. Like I said, we do have a hat coming up pretty soon. We can grab this. Okay, there's another trophy for calling her.
Hey.
You have to do it like a ridiculous number of times. I don't remember how many. Teamwork. Okay. Let's hold hands. Come on. Please. Maybe not. Okay, and I think that's our hat right above us. Okay, we're holding hands. Yay. Such cute. Don't remember exactly how to get this, but I think we just want to jump over to it. Alright, new hat. Reminder, we are keeping on the Coonskin hat for a specific trophy, so don't switch it out. Or if you do, make sure to switch it on before the sequence ends. It's kind of at a transition point in the chapter. Get behind the AC unit, I'm assuming that is. Alright, this can be a little tricky because he's gonna try to shoot at us from below. Okay, okay. Get up, get up, get up. Get moving. Oh, that part's tricky. I went for her, right? Oh. We're safe, just get under. We can start moving. So we want to swim under. One's got his light on us. It's pretty realistic that the shotgun would hit. If you think about it. It's not like shooting slugs. Let's go up. You can use the... Oh, there's a little heart in the tree. He's moving. You want to get in the cabin? Make sure your hat's on. We're gonna need it. Okay, move, move, move. Fair prey. That is the trophy for having that hat on when you do the shot. It's called it's not murder if they're bad people, is it? There's the description. That experience is so mind-blowing. No pun intended, I promise. So we do have another glitching remains, but I think it's after our little boat trip here. This is so cool and pretty in its own way. TV in the water. Multiple TVs. That is so wild. Welcome to the Pale City. Now, there should be a glitching remain. I think there, you can see it by the TV. And this will be our last one for this chapter. There should be a trophy for every chapter with these, and then there's a final one. Like I said, we'll get kind of a secret ending with it. Yeah, wild kids. Okay. Awesome. I think we want to head inside then, and I believe this is the end of the chapter. Okay, so that was the end of the chapter. I do have a few notes that I wanted to share storyline-wise. So first of all, if you go on the main website and look at Mono's kind of profile, it says, as the world buckles under the relentless pulse of the signal tower, Mono takes refuge where he can. His thin paper mask offers some respite, or respite, however you want to say that, helping him forget that the world outside hates him and wants him to fail, but he can't stay hidden forever. Which begs a lot of questions. So Mono, of course, literally could be referring to him being alone, and the story kind of before, before this, I think there's some kind of small story about him living out in the woods. I don't know if maybe it looked like it was like a comic book or something like that. So I'm not really familiar with the stories outside of the game too much, other than what I picked up for research purposes. So maybe I need to check those out, read those. So it's kind of thought that when it said the world outside hates him and wants him to fail, it kind of makes, that might explain why he's alone, why he decided to kind of stay away from everything, but it also makes you question who hates him, why they hate him, and why they want him to fail and what they want him to fail at. So it kind of begs some questions to get started off. And it's kind of thought like the hats in this case, might be a way for him to conceal his identity in some sort of way, or sorry, to conceal his identity for whatever reason that people hate him, unless there's some other reason that we just don't know about yet. So there's the idea of concealing identity, but another concept that has come up in the first game is possibly maybe concealing something else, because we saw similar events with the lady, and by association, I guess that would fall to 6 as well. But anyways, so there's some thought that maybe like 6, he's not your average kid and might have some powers or something like that, and that could help be a way to suppress it. Then, of course, we have something else to talk about, which is that we have a partner in this case. It's not just Mono. And, of course, our partner was found at the house where the taxidermy was being made. So, who she is at this point, we don't really know. But, you know, the place also had gnomes in the attic, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. The only time we've seen gnomes before is on the Maw, and we know that the gnomes are being created there. So, interesting point with that house. Of course, we have a character that was introduced to us. The Hunter is the name of the character in the house, and his description says, armed with flashlight and battered shotgun, the Hunter stamps through the wilderness with cold ambition, sniffing out his prey, collecting new trophies for the groaning walls of his shack. So, it's thought to some extent that the Hunter, unlike some of the other people we've come across, some, you know, and I mean like the big people, not ourselves, but like the big people we found on the Maw, you know, they all seem to be working together in some sort, other than maybe the guests. But you know, there's some collaboration going on there, so it's thought that he might be an independent entity, you know, with what we know at this point. And a few things about him that are kind of noted by most lore discussions and story discussions is that he struggles to breathe. You could hear some really deep breathing behind his mask, and you'll probably notice that there are parts of him, I think if you look closely, there are parts where you can see that that there was some stitching involved on his body. And you also probably notice that, like us, he wears a bag over his head. And so it's thought that maybe the Hunter could have some kind of disfiguration, and that those are there to hide that aspect of him. And the fact that there's only one eye hole on it, on the mask, might consider that he's had his face heavily disfigured. Maybe he's even been shot or something like that. Who knows? He clearly has good eyesight with his one eye, assumingly one eye. Another thing that's been pointed out about him, and I'm not sure it really matters because it might just be game related, but he seems to fixate on Mono as opposed to our new partner, which is kind of interesting. So that's all we have for this one. I will be pressing on with chapter 2 in the next one, but for now, thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.